Someone who will be sending messages to his own employees, Jonathan Neame of the Shepherd Neame pub chains. We'll talk about your customers in a second and what they might think, Mr. Neame, but can we start with your staff? Are you concerned that people who are ill might come to work?
Well, I think this is a line that we've got to cross at some time to move from pandemic to endemic. And I think that means that we will revert to where we were before this situation. Namely, you can self-certify for 3 days and stay at home if you're unwell, if you have a flu or a cold. And most responsible employees and most responsible individuals will speak to their employer and say, should I come in or not? And most employers would say, if you're not feeling up to it and you've got a flu, stay at home for a few days. So it moves to corporate responsibility and personal responsibility rather than the state taking control over that. We are, of course, expecting guidance, which is not come out yet, and companies will follow that guidance, I'm sure, as we transition out of this.
By the sounds of it, you welcome that transfer. What trade unions are worried about, what many people are worried about, not just in your sector but elsewhere, is the sick pay isn't there, and therefore the pressure is on people, perhaps after those first 3 days, to come in sick or not.
Well, I accept that there's a debate about sick pay, but also many companies, including ourselves, pay more than sick pay or continue to pay during periods of self-certification. So I think responsible companies will be looking to soften this path for individuals and for employees and make sure that they don't feel compromised in making any decision about whether they're impacting their colleagues or taking a personal risk with their own health.
Now, what you must be hoping for is that this sends a message to customers, to consumers: get back in the pub, get drinking, get eating, get spending again, at a time when, of course, budgets are tight and your business has had a pretty punishing couple of years.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to find an end date to this. As I said, it's a question of when, not if. So it's a very welcome message from our perspective. People have been very responsive to government announcements. When the restrictions were extended in June through to July, and of course with Plan B in December, we saw immediate drops in trade, which were very significant and had a big impact in terms of the speed at which companies like ourselves can recover. So, of course, we do want to get back to normal consumer behaviour as quickly as possible. And there's still a significant proportion, about 20 to 30% of the population, that do not yet feel comfortable to go out into hospitality or other busy public spaces.
Now, some of those will be because they're nervous. Others will be they're nervous for very good reason. They may be people who have vulnerable immune systems and remain concerned they're not getting the care, the help and the advice that they really need.